Hello everyone. Today for social studies we're going to start week 14. So that is about colonial life. And before we get into the studies weekly, I want you to learn the vocabulary that you're going to need to know. So when you go to Google Classroom, click on classwork and all of our social studies stuff is going to be up here. It will pop up on Monday when you're watching this. So I want you to click on week 14 for the Quizlet, and this will have all of your vocab words that you need to learn. So I'm going to go through this with you right now so that you can learn it. Alright, so the first word is immunity, and it's kind of funny that we're learning about that now since we're in the middle of this coronavirus situation. Immunity is if your body has a strong enough immune system to fight off certain diseases. So if you have immunity to a disease, that means you have a resistance to that disease. You won't get it, or you'll be less likely to get it. So if you drink your orange juice, get that vitamin C, and your white blood cells are strong enough to resist disease, you have a strong immune system. I have a little bacteria up here and white blood cells fighting off the bacteria if it gets into your body. If you have high immunity, your blood cells can fight that bacteria and kill it. Our next vocabulary word is indentured servants. So an indentured servant was if people that were trying to migrate over to the colonies wanted to get there and couldn't afford it, they would actually sell years of work to be able to come over. So these indentured servants were colonists who received free passage to North America in exchange for work without pay for a certain number of years. It usually was about 7 years, and sometimes it was whole families that would have to come and sell years of their life for work to be able to come over here for free because they couldn't afford the trip, so they would kind of just sell their own work and pay for it in advance by agreeing to work for a certain number of years. Now this was different from slavery. Slavery, they did not have the option to be freed when they came over here. They were taken from their homeland and sold by other people. The next word is barrowman, and a barrowman is a man that actually goes ahead, gets hired by farmers and different people, and they clear the fields that the farmers want to farm. So if there are rocks or stumps in the way of them plowing those fields so they can plant their crops, they will hire these people and they will get rid of all the rocks and all the stumps and put them in a cart or a wheelbarrow, which is where the barrowman comes from, and take it away so that the farmers don't have to worry about it. Now, this is a French word, portmanteau. It is a leather kind of case that tinkers and different workmen use to put their tools in. So this is an example of one. The one in our studies weekly is actually more of a roll. So they would have this flat roll, if you've ever seen like a show with a surgeon and all his tools rolled up. It kind of looks like that, and they just roll it up in leather, put it on their back so they can ride around to wherever they need work and they're being hired. Now, an epidemic is when there is a disease that is spreading very quickly throughout the country or the small area. That is different from a pandemic, which is what is going around now, which means it is across many different countries or the whole world. So an epidemic is local or in the country where the disease is coming around, and a pandemic is throughout the whole world or across different countries. Now that we've gone through all of these vocab cards, you will want to click back And I would come down here and play this match game and try to kind of practice learning these words. So you would just take the word and then drag it over to the definition of the word and see how fast you can do that. Then when you're done with that, I would click on Learn. And this will take you through the stages of actually completely learning something. So you might be familiar with the word, but you don't actually completely know it until you can type the word. So it will bring you to a page where it says familiar, and you'll familiarize yourself with the word by answering multiple choice questions about the words that we're learning. And then you have to go on to mastery. So then you would really have to know the words and actually type in the word that goes with the definition. So a widespread outbreak of infectious disease within a country would be an epidemic, and you would type epidemic and answer that. So that's how the mastery works, and the familiar part comes first, and that is just answering the multiple choice questions. Now when you have finished all of that, go back to Google Classroom, and under Social Studies, if you click on Classwork, it has the Studies Weekly link. And you're going to log in with Clever. If you already have Clever pulled up, you can just go straight to Clever and click on the little app that says Studies. So you're going to click on week 14. Mine looks different from yours because I have the teacher view, but go down to the little box that says week 14 and click continue reading. Now today I want you to read through Colonial Life and then The Job of a Museum Director, so only the first two. You can have it read it to you, make sure you watch the videos, and then click next. And make sure you answer these questions at the bottom. And that is all you have to do for social studies today. Thank you. I miss you and I love you.